Hi, hello. So today I'm going to introduce another feature for the open source firewall. Uh, yeah, so the open source firewall I have is actually cloned from the IPFire open source firewall. So in the IPFire community, there is a user ask this feature about a WireGuard log. So what he's asking is he got a WireGuard working, and but he's asking, is there any way to log activity on the WireGuard port? Okay, so the IPFire community maintainer Michael, he said, I don't understand what you wanted to log here. The port is automatically opened and there is no logging enabled. And so this user said sometimes while traveling, outbound connections to certain ports are blocked, like VoIP VPN. In that case, or you can hope for at the time is that your WireGuard client collect with logs. You have real-time confirmation that IPFire is getting inbound collection to that port or not. Okay? So another IPFire user said you can check the activity directly from the WireGuard menu, and it will show you a collection status. For example, here in the open source firewall, you can check, here is a Ubuntu WireGuard client, and it will show you status collected or not. But this status only show you, the status is not showing active, the activity, right? So that got me I'm curious. I'm also curious to know why there is no log in WireGuard. So then I Google searched and I found these articles. I think this is a company called. This is a company. They have a sort of a blog article here that said you can have this 4 method to log the WireGuard. So here it says WireGuard doesn't do any logging by default, but here are 4 tools you can use to generate through WireGuard logging for troubleshooting, analytics, or security information and event management, or incident forensics. So here are 4 tools. You can use dynamic debug, but that is you have to enable the module with dynamic debug. Actually, I did a further research. You needed to enable kernel with dynamic debugging. Then you would have this dynamic debug directory under the syskernel debug. So you have to enable kernel in the kernel, and then your kernel image is going to increase significantly. So that's, in my opinion, not useful for general users. Then you can also use TCP down, and you just dump the WireGuard UDP port. And again, this is not very, so TCP, you cannot run TCP down as a daemon. So yeah, not very good in my opinion. Or you can use also IP tables to log the WireGuard port again, and so you have this IP table logs, and then you can check. In my opinion, not very good. Yeah. So what I come up with is since in my open source firewall, I enabled the kernel BPF feature. So in kernel BPF, you can actually use fentry to trace the WireGuard module kernel functions to get the WireGuard peer information, for example, about the peer IP address and port. So this is a program I come up with. So it's under, so here's my GitHub repo, and under this libbpf bootstrap, okay? So under libbpf bootstrap examples, C, and then I have this WireGuard handshake BPF program. So what it does is, here is the code. What it does is use fentry to trace the WireGuard socket set peer endpoint function. So this is a WireGuard function, and we can use fentry to trace this function, because in this function it will it will receive the peer information and set the peer information. So we can read this read from this struct WireGuard peer, and store it in the endpoint information. Anyway, yeah. So this program you can compile and run it on any Linux machine if you have WireGuard installed, and it will in the user space program it will print out the WireGuard peer information like the IP address and the port. So I also included this program in the open source firewall, and like in here, I can like say here for a demo, let's disable the WireGuard first, right? So disconnect it, and if we enable the WireGuard, then we go to the open source firewall terminal SSH session. If we check, we will have this WireGuard handshake program running once you enabled the WireGuard from the UI. Then we can like tail this message, group WireGuard. Let's make it bigger. You will see a log file like here, a log with our WireGuard handshake from peer, and it shows the peer WireGuard peer IP address and the port, so you can monitor the WireGuard peer activity. For example, let's go to a WireGuard client. Okay. So let's go to our WireGuard client. And this SSH means, so this is my WireGuard client or peer. WireGuard system CTL. So this is my WireGuard client, right? So I'm going to stop the WireGuard client, and let's see, and let's check the IP link. We don't have so if you start up your WireGuard client, it will have a WG0 interface for the WireGuard collection, and since we just stopped it, we do not see. And then now let's start the WireGuard client, and you see there is a new log here. This says this WireGuard peer IP address started the collection with this UDP port, and so we can log the WireGuard peer, right? And we have WireGuard on the client. We have WireGuard 0 interface up and running. Okay, so we can say, let's get a top here. So if I stop this WireGuard client, stop. Okay, start again. It will make a new collection, and we get another log line from different UDP port, right? Yeah. So I also made a UI. Well, you would not have a UI if you run this program on a Linux machine, but in this open source firewall, we have this log here, WireGuard handshake log. And then we have this, date, November 16. And then we have the time. We have the WireGuard peer information, and have the IP address, UDP port. So you noticed that the same peer with the same port show up multiple times, like every multiple times. It's because once the WireGuard peer started their services, it will do the handshake by default, I think every 60 seconds or something like that. And so each handshake, we will log the handshake message. So from this log, you can tell this WireGuard peer is active. Is constantly doing handshake to make it make sure it is alive with your WireGuard server, right? So if the WireGuard client stopped their WireGuard services, stopped their WireGuard, you would not see those handshake messages. And then so this is good for security information auditing. You know which WireGuard peer is active, which WireGuard client does not, maybe disconnected or stopped, and with this user-friendly UI, you can check the information. So I think this solves this user's problem, but unfortunately, this feature is not in the IPFire upstream project because the IPFire does not support kernel BPF feature. So you may need to use this form method, but it's not user friendly, and in my opinion, not easy to do. Yeah, so that's what I want to share in this video, and thanks for watching.